Good afternoon, everybody. My name is miahtheking, and today we're taking a look at a game that came out earlier on Steam today called Anvil Saga, a management simulator with RPG elements where you control a blacksmith, developed by miahtheking Studio, I hope I'm saying that right, and published by HeroCraft PC. This here is a blacksmith simulating game. Now, I've taken a look at a few of these, especially if you've been watching my channel, you would know that. Honestly, I kind of super love the idea of being a blacksmith in a simulator type game scenario, but if it's done well. So the idea of playing a simulator of it is always interesting to me. But there's a lot of bad ones around out there and not a whole lot of good ones. Regardless, this game is released in early access, remember that, and is currently selling on the Steam store page for about $14, at least here in the US. So, let's talk about this game. Honestly, I really like it. Okay, so basically you play as this son of a blacksmith, who teaches you how to be a blacksmith, as you would expect. The style of the game is almost kind of like Terraria, if you ever played that game, in the side-scrolling, building, customizing your living arrangements kind of way. It's pixelated, of course, but honestly, it's really charming in this game. The sound effects all sound really good too. So, pixelated graphics and similar sounds, but overall working really well and feeling very pleasant and charming. Honestly, I just like the look and feel of it, even though it is pixelated. They get a bad rap sometimes. There's just enough detail there to really make it work, and the color contrasting and the different lighting effects and the different colors that work well together, it all feels really good and it just feels right. So, yeah, you're living as a blacksmith in France during the 100-Year War. So, the gameplay mechanic here is really addictive. I was so into the game that I almost forgot I was doing a video on it and had to stop and come write this script. So, your character, he's going to need to eat and sleep. You can cook food, and you gotta obviously purchase food supplies so you can cook it, so you've got enough to feed yourself. You can hire workers to take on small jobs, minor chores as an apprentice, and you will basically be training them. But while you put them on the chores or the odd jobs, your main character can focus on what he's good at, which is the main forging. But you see, these workers, they're also going to require a bed to sleep on, food to eat, and a daily salary. You can also mine your own ore. You're going to have to build your own little mining section under your house. But after you do that, you can mine your own ore, but you can also purchase it in bulk. You have to smelt your ore, and then you craft whatever the customer wants as they come up to your stall. Each customer has a small time limit to complete the order, and in the beginning, you can only hold so much ore in ingots. So basically, you're going to need to be smelting and mining all at the same time while you're forging to keep up with the number of orders that come in, or you're going to run out real quick. You can kind of see what I mean in the video here, and if not yet, then you'll be able to see it in a few minutes. There's also a day and night cycle as well. I didn't want to forget that. I forgot that on my last take of this, not forgetting it this time. There's a day and night cycle. But along with all that, you have choices, different factions, decisions. I guess decisions and choices are the same thing. House customizations, alignments, specialized tools, and all without giving you a bunch of needless information or a bunch of micromanaging BS. Like, for instance, there is only one type of ingot and only one type of ore, and it fills all orders. And that's just a really nice, simplified way to handle this whole thing. I like not having to focus on several different resources, and I can just focus on the grind and the decisions and the constant moving around and doing stuff. Especially since the grind here is actually rather enjoyable. Click, click, boom. And with the choices, well, the game will present to you a quest or an opportunity and then tell you the percent chance of success and what the effects may or may not have, allowing you to make an informed decision, more or less. I accidentally ended up using the Baron's jewel to make a necklace jewelry thing for this woman my guy had a crush on, but didn't realize I needed that jewel later to make something for the Baron. I had to lie my ass off and tell him bandits took it, and luckily he believed me, but I wonder what would have happened if I had just done it differently and picked a different option, which tells you another super cool thing about this game, its replayability. It definitely has it, and that's awesome. The game has a tutorial that's pretty simple and easy to understand, and helps teach you the gameplay very quickly in a charming tone of voice. There's no voice acting, by the way. I don't want you to think there is, because there's not. You can choose to side with the English, which is your character's homeland, or with the French, the people whose land you're currently living and selling goods on. You can choose to take orders from priests or witches, from bandits or soldiers, all while building up relationships with them. You have a fame meter, which has a cap limit, but it can be increased by doing things like upgrading your home or your forge. As you get higher reputation and fame, you get fancier customers, richer customers, offering basically the same kinds of orders, but for more money, thus helping you grow and adapt and move on. And even your workers will sometimes have their own personalities, quirks, or choices to make. Like, for instance, I actually had a worker quit on me because the French won the local battle. I chose to support them because I'm living on their land. Apologies for my dog coughing in the background. Anyway, as I was saying, I chose to support the French because I was living on their land. But anyway, because the French won that battle, he quit and left for England, and I had to hire a new guy. So even your workers, have their own wants and desires and personalities, which is also pretty cool. And it was also kind of messed up because I didn't mention this yet, but there's also skills that your characters have for like smelting and sharpening and mining. And so while my guy was focusing on the forging, I had my assistant, my apprentice, focusing on mining. So he was building up his mining skill. So he did all the mining, and he was doing a great job at it, making sure I was well stocked and everything. And then all of a sudden he quits because the British lost that local war. By the way, he didn't tell me that was going to happen. Nothing in the game told me he was going to leave. He just left. So it was kind of cool, kind of realistic. The point is, I lost my miner, and I can't do it alone. So I had to hire a new guy, and all the skills that my old guy had about mining is gone. I got to start from all over again. Kind of cool, kind of frustrating, kind of annoying, but it's part of the gameplay mechanic that I'm trying to help you understand here. Also in the game, you have a rival, a love interest, familiar faces, rare merchants, and other random events that happen which can help shape not only the kind of blacksmith you want to be, but also affect the environment around you. Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean came and paid me a visit. That was kind of fun. Obviously he wasn't called that, but you can tell by looking at him that it was a fun little cameo they were doing. Anyway, I love the overall idea of being able to affect the environment around you and shape the kind of blacksmith you want to be. You know, who you choose to support in the war will win because you gave them weapons and not the other guys. I can make sure the guards are strong, so bandits are weak, thus making prices for goods lower because the merchants don't need to worry about the bandits. And there was an event where builders wanted to come to my village and construct some large building, facility, pavilion kind of thing. I don't remember what it was. But the point is, they needed my help, so I fulfilled a few orders for them. Now, because of that, they are building something in the background. You can see something that wasn't there before. They are building something, and that is so cool. It even has effects on the local economy like you would expect it to. Like prices for goods are higher, and people are charging less for their goods that they're selling at their stalls, including myself, and you get less customers because everyone's focused on the new big building thing over there. So, the game has branching choices, different outcomes, different random events, an addictive gameplay loop with a charming art style. It gives freedom of choice and makes the grinding actually kind of fun. I don't know what else to say. I was loving this game. I'm addicted to it, and as soon as I'm done playing some of my other games, I'm going to come right back to this one and start playing it all the time. The only downside I can see to this game is exactly how unfinished it is. The game is early access, obviously, and despite not running into any bugs or glitches, I was running into a lot of unfinished or empty content. That's not good. These devs need to get this game up to speed immediately because I can easily see this game becoming super awesome. Game devs, seriously, add some more stuff. Add some bigger stuff, some events, some more things that let us as blacksmiths make choices that affect the world or the town around us, because so far I'm loving it and I'm loving that aspect. So would I recommend this game? Hell yeah! Do you like simulators? Do you like playing as a blacksmith? Then definitely check this game out. I mean, for $14 and probably more than 4 hours of gameplay alone, that makes it worth it. But with a game like this, you can just tell that this game will take many more than 4 hours to beat once it's finished. Right now I don't know, because like I said, it's early access. There's also no fighting or combat or real drama though, and it's rather slow, especially in the beginning. So keep that in mind if you decide to check this out. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. I like it, I think it's pretty good, and I think that you guys all out there watching this should check it out. That's it. So thanks everyone so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.